Here's your Weather Briefing's video weather update. This one generated at 7 p.m. on Friday, where we're looking at radar and seeing the rain-snow mix getting ready to head on into the city here during the next several hours. We are going to look for primarily light snow through the night, and we'll see accumulations on the lighter side, maybe an inch or two, before things really get rolling in the more concentrated precipitation that we see down to the south, the D.C.-Baltimore areas especially. Some of that moisture heads up this way, and that will certainly accelerate snowfall into the daytime. Jumping away from the radar map and taking a look at the model, this is the forecast positions for 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. And what's interesting about this map is the rain-snow line, the 540 line they call it, and it's the positioning of a freezing air mass, which would be just over Long Island and New York City, in the freezing air below 32 degrees, keeping the precipitation as snow. As this map moves along, though, we get on a couple hours, we start to see that line creep up a little bit, and through the late morning to noontime, Long Island, New York City gets just to the other side of that line. So we're going to see a period of mixed precipitation, the orange you see in there, over the Long Island area and down through the New Jersey area. That's freezing rain and sleet. And we'll see that for a little while into the early and mid-afternoon before it changes back to snow once again. That's going to be the kicker as to how much snow we see versus a lesser amount in the forecast if that were to extend out over a period of more than a couple of hours. This map at this point showing us back in the cold air once again, the below freezing air, is as we get into the evening time and the snow starting to wind down a little bit, starting to see some holes in the light blue there. That's the dissipating snow as we get on through the evening time. And finally, we head on over to the map showing the total accumulated precipitation for the storm period. This takes us right on into Sunday and the end of the storm as it heads on off to the east, but this tallies up all the moisture that we've seen fall from the beginning of the storm to the end of the storm. And it's kind of, again, a mixed bag where you see the areas just to the north of New York City getting considerably less in the way of accumulating snow and moisture in general than over New York City itself, and also Long Island seeing a little bit more. Thing to remember about this is that it also reflects the combination of any sleet and freezing rain that we've seen in the storm, as well as the liquid equivalent of the snow. So what looks like an awful lot here, because it's a heavy wet snow, actually compacts down, and the accumulation totals reflected are a little bit less than if it were a lighter weight snow. So taking a look at this map and recapping in general, we've got snow beginning across the New York City area probably around 10, 11 o'clock at night, carrying into the early morning with an inch or two of snow possible by 5 o'clock. At that point, the snow gets considerably heavier, and the winds pick up quite a bit, so they'll be blowing snow in addition to the falling snow, and a 6 to 8 inch accumulation pretty likely into the afternoon, and a couple of inches through the end of the day as it winds down, giving us a total snowfall of 8 to 11 inches. That being said, a little bit of sleet and freezing rain mixing in, especially over Brooklyn, and that may drop the accumulations to just a little bit less, to about a 5 to 9 inch amount, if we see any of that liquid come down in the form of sleet or freezing rain. Winds are going to be a huge factor too. A lot of blowing and drifting and repositioning of the snow, and the winds won't slack off until the end of the day, really almost the midnight time and into the early hours of Sunday. So we'll re-update this video once again as we get into the heart of the storm on Saturday. And in the meantime, keep in touch, and thanks for checking in.